Hi, ladies. Before I say anything else, I want to first congratulate you. Congratulations because you've been showing up with your honesty, and that's a very brave thing to do in the kind of world we're living in today. So, I want to give you all of your flowers. I don't know if you've achieved your personal goals, I don't even care to know if you did. What matters in the end is that you are living in your truth, and that's the most important thing. In this month of July, I invite you to give yourself grace unconditionally just because you've decided to, no questions asked. Now, you must be thinking, why is Sonia even telling me to give myself grace? Because that's something so simple and it's not even that serious. And yes, I agree, we do give ourselves grace, but only when things are working out for us. Yes, we are kind to ourselves, but that's conditional kindness. So here's the thing, when things are working out for us, that's when it feels very easy, natural, and automatic to give ourselves grace. And we very easily give kindness to others, even if they don't need it. But when things are not working out for us and we start feeling unsafe, unsure, threatened, and as if we are losing a sense of control, that is when it feels very difficult to be kind to ourselves and to be on our own side and be our own friend. So instead of giving ourselves that extra kindness, we tend to abandon ourselves and we give that extra kindness to someone else who doesn't even need it. You know how much I hate band aid solutions, so it will be very cheap advice if I just told you to give yourself grace and just left it at that, because the reality is that it's not a very easy thing to do. It is challenging because we are living as a part of the world. We have our responsibilities, life happens, we deal with different levels of pressure during different phases of our life. And as women, we deal with a reality that keeps testing and challenging us. So, here are four things I do, which I call my ABCD sauce. I do this especially when times get tough, and it helps me reduce a lot of the unnecessary stress. And you will notice that as you keep doing this, it becomes automatic over time. And what used to bother you a lot earlier will start bothering you a lot less now. The first one with A is to accept yourself. And when I say accept yourself, I mean fully accept yourself. Even the parts of you that you feel are dumb, disgusting, ugly, not worthy enough, not smart enough, not beautiful enough, these are the parts of you that you tend to move away from and you see as your bad parts. So from now on, remove any kind of judgment from them, stop seeing them as bad, and start treating them as equal to the other parts of you which you easily accept and see as your good parts. And when you're accepting all these different parts of yourself, you have to be radical about it. There will be times when you will be shaming and blaming yourself out of habit. And in those moments, you have to hold yourself, breathe, and remind yourself that there's nothing wrong with you. This is a fact. There is actually nothing wrong with you. See, for so many years, we've been radical about hating ourselves and doubting ourselves, and we didn't even question what was being imposed on us. We very silently and obediently believed all the lies that others were telling us about ourselves, and we made those our stories. So, you have to know that so much of the shame, guilt, self doubt, fears, sadness, self hatred that we have internalized for so many years were never even ours to begin with. So now you make your own story where you are the best and you prioritize your choices and your likes, and you accept every part of you equally without any judgment, and you love yourself radically. The second one with B is to just be. Yes, just be yourself. Stop trying to keep changing yourself for others and for other external factors. You don't have to keep changing yourself for the world. So just stop. Just be yourself. See, you'll notice when things are not working out in your favor, that is when you'll have this tendency to control yourself. You'll try really hard to control the process, the situation, and even other people. That is when you have to remind yourself that in the end, the dots will always be connected and you don't have to do anything extra for that. You have to trust this by trusting yourself first. And if you think that life happens to you, know that you happen to life too. The more you pour into yourself and the more you grow in your power, that is when your life will start adjusting and shifting around you. So trust your existence and what you offer already just as you are. Now, this one is really important. Acknowledge your uncomfortable emotions. Stop judging them as negative and shoving them to the side. From time to time, you may feel low and You may lack the energy to do things for your betterment, like your self care practices, and you may not even have the energy to put yourself together and present yourself to the world and be likable or be in a high vibe all the time. So, in those moments, allow yourself to feel those uncomfortable emotions. Don't abandon yourself. Be the person who understands yourself. So own your uncomfortable emotions, don't fake them, and definitely don't reject them. It's okay to be in a tired, frustrated, and sad vibe. You're human, so don't judge yourself negatively and shame yourself for it. Your positivity is not allergic to your uncomfortable emotions. So your positivity can hold space for your uncomfortable emotions as well. When we face our uncomfortable emotions and we reframe them in a way that makes us feel supported and understood, that is when our health improves overall, and so does our life. The key here is to work with yourself and not on yourself, and definitely not against yourself. Thirdly, with C is to celebrate your own wins. Be intentional with this. Celebrate everything you love about yourself. Celebrate everything you do for yourself and for your dreams, no matter how insignificant it seems. This has helped me so much. I have a journal in which I write down all my wins, and even if something bad doesn't happen, I write that down as well. Initially, I found this to be a very silly practice and I underestimated it. I thought it was really kiddish to be doing for an adult like me. But my mindset coach, Chandani, hi Chandani, she told me to do this as a part of my coaching, and it helped me so much because I started becoming more intentional with the work I was doing because I felt like everything I do matters. And over time, I started noticing even my little steps, no matter how small, as wins. So that condition of seeing something as a win or a failure just faded away naturally. So I encourage you to maintain a journal and write down your wins throughout the day. And before you sleep, read them out. And even if something negative or unfavorable didn't happen, write that down as well. I promise you it's going to help you so much. When we're doing this, we are training our brain to seek positive proof in our day to day life to validate our favorable beliefs and actions. And by favorable, I mean whenever we do something or think something that benefits us and our vision. Just recently, I experienced a pretty long phase when I was feeling very hurt and demotivated because the metrics on my social media, that is Instagram and YouTube, both were really low. And whatever content I was making, I hoped to reach more like minded people, but the algorithm wasn't pushing my content. So, this for me meant that no matter what I did, didn't matter in the end because it just wasn't reaching more people, and that affected my productivity as well. But when I started doing this practice, I started seeing every single view as important. Even one view, two views, three views mattered to me. So I started becoming more intentional with my work again, and I started feeling more fulfilled. I have always seen a single view as a person. I have never seen a person as a number. So that is not the shift that I experienced. The shift was in seeing every step as important and like my work matters. Lastly, with D is don't see yourself from other people's lens. Stop performing for others. You know yourself best, which is why only you know what is best for you. If you feel worried about your imperfections and you think that others who see it will reject you or use it against you, then those people are not your people. Good riddance. And here, actually, your imperfections are serving as a filter for you to improve your quality of life. The other side of the coin is that your imperfections are actually a source of connection between you and others who are meant to be your people. See, as human beings, we don't tend to remember and connect with something that is so perfect, top to bottom. We connect more and remember those people or those things that have some imperfections sprinkled here and there because that evokes some emotions in us and makes us feel connected. And the most important thing is that it reminds us that we are human beings no matter where we come from. For example, my most viral dance video had my hyperpigmented underarms and knees out in the natural light. I have embraced it as a part of me. I don't see it as a problem. But there were people who made sure that they rub it in my face. And if you go to the video, I will just link it in the link card above and also put it in the description box. If you read the comments, you'll just see how specific it is, where they have written about my knees and they're telling me to clean my knees, and there's a tap behind me, so they've written that I should have a bath and clean myself because of my dark skin. But I don't mind because I don't see these as my imperfections, so I don't see them as problematic. And my job as an artist is to just make my art at that point in time and to just share it with my audience. My job is not to judge my own art. So I'm saying this as an observer of the feedback I got. So some would use that imperfection against me, and some others would feel inspired by it and they would connect with me for the same reason, for the same imperfection. And if they have dark underarms and knees like me, they would end up owning it about themselves. So you see how my imperfection is not the problem. It just depends on how others see it. So the same for you. See how you can embrace your imperfection, even promote it if that's what you want. So this was my ABCD sauce. Practice it yourself, have fun with it, and most importantly, stay true to yourself, stay hearty, and stay saucy. Ladies, before I go, I have a special announcement. I have begun my very first newsletter. It's where I share real ways to love ourselves and care for ourselves without band aid treatments and that toxic positivity, because you know how much I hate band aid solutions. And you'll receive your newsletter every week on Sunday so that you start your new week on a good and energized note while remembering your power, because obviously you're so powerful. I've shared the newsletter sign up link down in the description box below, so I'll see you in your inbox. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Stay in touch. Bye for now, and don't forget your flowers.